The South African Bike of the Year has only been held 5 times, but the name KTM has appeared on that trophy twice. First with the 1290 Super Duke, and this time round with the 1290 Superadventure R. KTM launched a whole bevy of beauties earlier this year. They started with the 1090R, also the 1090S, and then the 1290R and the 1290S. The existing Superadventure R was upgraded and is now called the 1290T. The major differences between the R and the S is between its application. The R denotes off-road machines, whereas the S denotes more as street buyers. This is the KTM LC8 engine, harking back from the 2002 Dakar winning KTMs. Now KTM have refined this engine over the last couple of years, and it also does duty in the Super Duke R. This thing produces 160 horsepower and around 140 Newton meters of torque. As expected, there is a ton of electronics to keep this motorcycle in check. The front shocks are from WP, they are quite staunch, and at the back you have a manually adjustable shock absorber. The foot pegs are also adjustable, the gear lever is adjustable, the front screen is adjustable, not by much, but it is, and you can really tailor this bike to suit your need. KTM had to throw a whole bucket full of electronics at this bike to keep that engine in check, and all is controlled by what can only be described as an iPad mini. The dash is an impressive Gorilla Glass unit, so it should not scratch if you get covered in dirt, but chances are that you will be the one throwing the dirt. Personally, I think if you turn off all the electronics on this bike and you really pin it, your only direction of travel will be downwards. You will just dig a hole and you'll stay put. There is a 12-volt socket and a very nifty waterproof holder for your phone connected to a USB port that you can charge it on the go. Well, in terms of rider aids, this bike comes with 4 riding modes. There's a lean angle aware traction control, cornering ABS, and of course cruise control. And if you upgrade to KTM's optional travel pack, you also get hill hold control, there's a quick shifter, and there's a motor slip regulation system, whatever that means. As you can see, this is a very tall bike. I am 6'1", and the bike nearly looks me in the eye. The first thing you got to notice is that this is a 21-inch rim. This is made for off-roading. It's got strong spokes, it's got 320mm discs, and they are grabbed by Brembo calipers. But the most intriguing part of this bike has always been the headlight. Now this headlight has got LEDs that are so bright, it is just unbelievable. KTM have had to introduce a heatsink in the middle to cool the bulbs, and with the optional travel pack that this one comes with, these lights light up when you turn a corner so that it lights the side of the road for you. This bike uses a keyless entry, keys in my pocket, and that means that this is unlockable, and you also can just start the bike by pressing that button and it comes alive. This bike only has a 23-litre tank. Now by adventure bike standards, that's not very big. One more thing, the seat is flat and it's a one-piece unit. On the S model it's a 2-piece unit and it is adjustable for height. All my life I've been very weary of cylinder heads that approach my nether regions. Plus the heat generated from the engine can get a bit much, and for that KTM installed a heat shield because they knew that this engine gets quite hot. As the lightest and most powerful bike in this category, the KTM 1290 Superadventure R stands out in this market segment, and with the Austrian company's vast knowledge of off-road motorcycles, that is hardly surprising. The Superadventure R will give you that confidence to go just anywhere, whether there's a road leading there or not. I enjoyed my time with the Superadventure R immensely, and although I didn't get a lot of time to spend with it off-road, the people that did say that this is probably the best in the segment at the moment. This bike takes aim directly at the BMW R1200 GS, and my opinion is that KTM shouldn't be worried, but BMW should.